Hello, it's Rafael Gutierrez again, and I'm actually standing on my balcony. You can see the San Diego River if I can go this way, and you can see University of San Diego somewhere around this area here, uh, and just a nice view that I have from my place. It's kind of nice to have this, and today I'm going to address something that someone asked me, which was if I was going to give my younger self advice, what three things would I give them? And I've heard people always talk about what advice would you give your younger self. Uh, a lot of people will break it down into three things. And as I sat, I didn't quite know what I would say until I was sitting here drinking my coffee and looking out in the beautiful San Diego. And it hit me. There are three things I would actually tell myself if I was in my 20s, 18s. Younger than that, it's would be a little different because it's pretty much one of the things is, hey, this isn't your life. This is your childhood. Once you turn 18, it changes. You have choices. Before you're 18, your choices are kind of limited. But the three things I would give someone after they're 18, once they're an adult, would be number one, actually enjoy your life. And what I mean by that isn't go out, tomorrow is never going to come. I mean, as 18, I took a lot of small trips. I didn't have a lot of money, neither did any of my friends. So we would actually cram into someone's car, go to I remember one thing was we went to Santa Barbara. We crammed into a small motel and just had a good time between all of us. The other thing we did is we'd visit friends in different areas, and they were in school, so we were able to use pretty much their place as where we actually a base where we would actually go. We'd sleep on floors on sleeping bags, and doing it when you're young is actually pretty good and pretty fun because you have young people who don't have money who are willing to do it. A lot of times they won't say they're willing to do it, though. I will mention that. I remember that there were times when someone had suggested, hey, let's do this, and everyone said no until someone said, hey, I'm going here, anyone want to come? And then all of a sudden it's all of us were like, yeah, let's go. So doing these little trips that cost pretty much not much is actually one thing I would tell myself. Enjoy these trips, enjoy the time, and don't really worry about looking foolish. Don't worry about, it would have been better if I stayed at a 5-star hotel. Well, you're in college. You can't really, unless you're a multimillionaire with money to spend and your dad doesn't care, you really don't have the money to go to the best places. But a lot of times going to places that are cheap or free make it even better. What I mean by that is some of the trips I took, which were amazing, I knew someone there. We didn't know why we were going, except it was, hey, well, let's visit our friend. And it ended up being a great trip because they knew the places to go. They knew what to show us. They knew the secrets, and every place has something that they are proud of. It doesn't matter if it's the smallest town in the world. There's something that you can actually go to and see and be like, yeah, that's kind of neat, something to do. And I'm not talking about necessarily staying a whole week or something. I'm talking about just doing something quick. So these little trips are actually one of the big things I would tell myself to do, especially because as you get older, it becomes harder. For instance, it used to be I could sleep anywhere. I did a trip around the U.S. one time, which was relatively cheap. I bought a Amtrak ticket, which was an on and off for about a month. I was teaching at the time, so the ticket was expensive, but it wasn't so expensive that it broke the bank. It was just a month-long trip. As a professor, I think it was summer off, so it gave me time to go to a lot of places. And I really remember that the most expensive thing was the train ticket. I actually stayed in hostels and little places. I stayed with friends and friends of friends along the way. And at the time, I was young, probably young, I would say. For me, I was in my 30s, and I could sleep anywhere. But now, if I don't sleep in my own bed, if I sleep on a couch, I wake up and my back is stiff. It's a little different. 51 makes it harder to do a lot of this stuff. But if I sleep on my own bed or a nice place, I'm fine. So yeah, I would tell myself, enjoy life, take little trips. The other thing I would tell myself is save money when things are good, so you can enjoy those times when you don't have money. When I first started as a professor, it was feast or famine. I either had so much work I didn't know what to. I didn't have time for anything else, or a budget cut would come, and I would be without work, or uh, with one position that would just barely pay rent. And in those times, anything I saved helped me live. Uh, Nothing lasts. You can be up on top today, and tomorrow you can lose everything. So when you're doing well, it's a good idea to save. When you're doing that way, so when you're doing bad, you can actually enjoy the bad times. You don't have to worry about, you worry about, and it happened to me during COVID in particular. It's you see your savings go down and down, and you start thinking, I don't know what's going to happen if, eventually this is going to run out too. But it gives you a sense of some security, and you can enjoy the bad times a little better. The third thing I would tell myself is, like I said, I would say do more trips, save when you can, and the last thing is find a job you love. I will tell you, I love teaching. I actually have tried different positions. I have enjoyed every job I've had. At one point I worked in a lab. I did protein sequencing as an undergraduate. I went through medical school and saw what medicine was like. And I could have enjoyed anything as a job, but I really found that teaching, dealing with people who are younger than me, now sometimes actually even my age, really is a lot of fun. And every so often I do get an email from a student, and I love to get these emails. So if you're a student of mine and are watching this, I actually enjoy getting emails from you guys telling me that you guys are doing great, that you got into the program of your dreams, which I had one of those last night. A student of mine wanted to go to a DPT, a doctor in physical therapy, and he got into one of the best ones in the world, in the US, and he just emailed me telling me, I start next semester, in September. I'm already in. They didn't even put me on the wait list that he was worried about. And I was really happy for him, because he is actually getting the life he wanted. And it's just something that, for me, I enjoy. That's one of the things I enjoy about teaching. I enjoy watching students get to a point where they repeat what I said, and they understand what they're saying, not regurgitating. And so those are the three things I would tell people. If you're young, young I say 30 or younger, those are the three pieces of advice I would give someone. The other fourth, which is right there, is something that happened to me. I went through a lot of different things because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I kind of jumped around from one thing to another, thinking, well, maybe I'd like this, or maybe this. Actually, a lot of times this is what I'm told I'm supposed to do. And I'm glad I did all those now. It would have been easier for me to find out that I wanted to be in education. I think I probably always knew, but that I was going to be happy in education, and it would make me enough to get by and enjoy life, enjoy my view at least. And I would actually tell myself, make sure you find a job that you can sit back, enjoy, and miss whenever you don't do it for a while. I actually do miss teaching whenever I have a big long vacation like Christmas. It's something that gets to me. That's why I will do seminars and different things. I'll teach martial art. I'll do anatomy of martial arts, anatomy of yoga, and do different seminars like that. But yeah, those are the three things I would actually, as I think about it, I would definitely tell myself would be the main things. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed my view. I know I'm going to sit back, enjoy my coffee, and I hope you have a great day. And if any questions come up, please ask on comments. I love to answer stuff. Like I said, it's one of my passions. Goodbye.